Alright, so let's go through the activities for the first week here. So what we've got is a simple circuit, and in this case we've got a bulb powered by the RCX Lego controller. Alright, so that RCX controller is essentially a power supply and has a switch which we controlled with the programming. So this is the RCX controller, is inside the dashed box here. Alright, so that is going to, in order to complete a circuit, we're going to go out through our ammeter, and then out of the ammeter down through our resistor. In our case it happens to be a bulb. Right? And so we'll use this to measure the current and light the bulb. We'll also set up a voltmeter so that we can make contact on each side of the bulb and measure the voltage drop across the bulb. And so voltage and current will give us the power absorbed by the bulb, and of course that power comes from the RCX. Alright, with that in mind, the other thing, so your experiment will vary the power level of the RCX, and when you'll measure voltage, current, and observe brightness. Alright, so this same experiment is going to be tied into the demonstration of voltage waveform shapes that your instructor will do for you. Alright, so let's go ahead and wire this up. Of course, you are going to have a data sheet. This is a sample that if you've watched that video already, you'll see what that data sheet's going to look like. Unhook this here so we can build it from scratch. So our power supply again is going to be our RCX controller. So we're going to go ahead and power it externally, so its voltage coming out is constant. We've got a Lego adapter here, will allow us to take the voltage coming from the RCX and connect it to the light bulb. Actually, if we're going to follow our instructions here, we're going to go out of the RCX and into the ammeter. Alright, so that's this meter here set up to measure DC amps on a small scale. We're going to go out of that into our light bulb, through the light bulb, and we'll connect this small wire here. These are called fawn stock clips, so you press them down and slide the material underneath, assuming I can get it to do it, and pull it up tight. And so then we'll refix our circuit here. So again, our circuit comes in on this wire, out through the meter, back from the meter through the light bulb, and then back to the RCX. So this is our complete circuit. So I've got this RCX set up to power at a power level of 2, and so if I hit the run button, you'll see we get the lamp lit up, not very bright, and current flow of about 24 milliamps. You guys will be verifying this yourself. Now the second measurement, let me fire this up again, I have it to stop. We'll power it up, and the second measurement is voltage across the bulb, and that's done in this way, giving us about 1.74 volts across the bulb. So you'll be repeating these experiments at each power level, and then moving on to the next activity. Alright, so the second part of week 8 is testing to see how much energy a Lego motor typically draws from the RCX. And so the way we're going to do that is we're going to replace the bulb that we just had with the Lego RCX. So we've got another Lego connector here with 2 wires coming off of it, and so now we have to power it up. And so in order to measure the current, we're going to connect straight through here to the motor and power it. And then we're going to, after it goes into the motor, comes back out, we're going to connect to that and send it out through the ammeter. Out through the ammeter and back to the power supply. So now we've got the same simple circuit. Rather than powering the light bulb, we're powering the Lego motor. So if we power this up, we can see it's drawing about 2.2 milliamps, and if we want to watch the voltage again, we would touch these 2 spots here. So I'll power it up one more time, and we'll touch the voltage here. Again, This is doing 8.9 volts. Alright, you'll be checking these measurements in class. The last thing you'll want to do, that's running without any load, so we'll run it again. And so we'll want you to load it down with your fingers and see how the current changes. There it goes to almost 30 milliamps. And so at each power level you do those 2 experiments. And that's it for week 8.